Yo, what's going on, guys? And we are live. Guess what happened? Donovan Mitchell just got traded. Unbelievable, right? And the crazy part about all of this is the fact that so much has gone on. Okay, basically, the deal was Lowry Marketing, Colin Sexton, Ochai Abaji, 3 unprotected picks with 2 pick swaps. The picks are basically 2025, 2027, 2029 are unprotected, and then 2026 and 2028 are pick swapped. Colin Sexton gets a 4-year, $72 million deal, basically what he wanted. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. So it kind of threw a wrench into our plans. So Donovan Mitchell is a Cleveland Cavalier. What's your thoughts on that? And yeah, I think it's pretty crazy, right?
Hello, Cyro.
Hello.
Just wanted to squeeze in a hello. Dude, it was a great trade. I just got out of the gym and I saw it. I was like, whoo, hoo, hoo.
Yeah, I was eating panda after the gym when I saw it.
Oh, sounds good. But
Doesn't pay. Yeah.
doesn't Panda hit?
Huh?
What were you gonna say about Panda?
No, panda slaps.
Oh yeah. So first off, the Utah Jazz have done a phenomenal job. Laurie Marketing, Colin Sexton, Jared Vanderbilt, Ochai, THT, Stanley, Malik Beasley, Walker Kessler, Balmoro, 7 first-round picks, 3 pick swaps. It's not over yet. I hope the Bulls are on the phone right now saying, hey, Clarkson and Bogdanovich for whatever the frick you want. Why is there a fly down here? Jesus. The Cleveland Cavaliers. So I was thinking about this while I was hooping today. The Cleveland Cavaliers,
Too.
they did this so well. Like they were competitive last year until everybody got hurt. And we were talking about the Knicks yesterday, and I was saying that the Knicks, like, I don't think Mitchell really does enough for them. However, if the Knicks had done this when they made the playoffs and had that crazy year, when Julius Randle just won Most Improved, like that's when they should have done a trade like this. Cleveland, you either had to figure out, like, all right, Agbaji is nice, Laurie's nice, Sexton's nice, but all of those guys are replaceable, especially with Ochai. Like, all right, we got to wait a couple of years for him to develop. Laurie's a great basketball player, but he's replaceable. Same thing with Colin Sexton. He probably wasn't going to be in Cleveland long term anyways. So you went out there and you got a star to pair with your rising stars in Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland. I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers, as far as I'm concerned, they're a championship threat now.
No, this is definitely was in basketball. Yeah, I'm about to take my basketball class again next year, but no, same thing happened to me. It seemed like we were all doing something. I literally just came back from playing basketball at the rec, and I was eating, and I heard my phone buzz, and I saw I had 10 notifications on Twitter, 10 fucking notifications. I was like, holy fuck, something went down. And when I looked at this, I first saw when they originally sent this, I think it was either they said Lowry Marketing. It basically was, Donovan Mitchell was traded. And when I started reading, I was like, holy shit, the Cavs didn't give up much. They got a rookie that wasn't on the team last year, Lowry Marketing, which he was a good part, but he wasn't, a huge piece. He was a good part of it. And Colin Sexton, who was just going to be here for another year. And one could argue they lost 3 draft picks, but that was only 3 draft picks they lost. They didn't give much.
Yeah, when I think about the draft picks, I look at a team like the Milwaukee Bucks who gave up 3 to get Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
What did it turn out to? I mean, first off, no issues. They are still good. A rookie isn't going to – if you're a contending basketball team, a rookie offers me nothing. So Cleveland's like, all right, we're going to be competitive for the next 3 seasons. So we're not even going to be looking that much into the draft anyways. If anything, we're going to be trading these picks at some point in time for role players or whatever. This is what I want Houston to do. This is what Detroit's going to do. This is what all the rebuilding teams are looking for right now. You got your guy. You have Evan Mobley. You have Darius Garland. All right, now we got to make a big-time splash. And when you got a guy like Donovan Mitchell whose value is just decreasing by the day as we get further into summer, I mean, they pounced on it, and this is so awesome. I know this was like a rumor. I know, like, sometimes Cleveland would come up in this, but we were talking about Knicks. Like, shout out to Cleveland, man. They're just not messing around, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, I made a video a few days ago because it was reported that Cleveland had withdrew themselves from trade talks, that they had pulled themselves out of the running. But on the whole, what we're going to talk about right now, I said that both teams won the trade. The Cavs won the trade because they didn't give up too much. They gave up, Colin Sexton, who was going to be gone in a year. They gave up Lowry Markkanen, who he really was their fourth or fifth option scoring wise, and Donovan Mitchell coming here, gets rid of, it's better than Colin Sexton and Lowry Markkanen combined times double. Donovan Mitchell gives you more. And Ochai, the team's still good without Ochai, and he's a rookie. So then the picks, like you said, they're going to be competitive. Why I give the Jazz as winners of the team is the Jazz, even without Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic, and I guess Jordan Clarkson and potentially Malik Beasley, this team is starting to have an identity. This team is long. This team can shoot threes. And this team is young, the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz now have on their roster Jared Vanderbilt, Walker Kessler. Also, Udoka Azubuike and Ochai are reunite, former KU teammates,
Maybe 2 combined busts will equal to a solid role player.
Ochai, they're both not going to be busts. At the very least, Udoka, he hasn't gotten an opportunity because of Rudy Gobert and plus health. Udoka is going to be fine. It's either he's going to be a solid backup center or he's going to be a solid, starting center. I don't think he'll ever be an all-star. He'll just be like solid. But if you just look at it, now they have, if we exclude Bojan Bogdanovic and Mike Conley, Malik Beasley, Jordan Clarkson, Taylor Horn-Tucker, we're going to exclude Rudy Gay, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jared Vanderbilt, Simone Fontecchio, Walker Kessler, Balmaro, Stanley Johnson, Udoka Azubuike, Jared Butler, Johnny Juzang, okay? Add in Markkanen, Ochai, and Sexton. They're basically like, what, 13 deep?
Yeah, deep? I mean, I think right now, if I'm Utah, I mean, you're kind of trying to pull like almost a Detroit or a Houston. Not all of these players are stars.
Oh,
not
no,
all of these guys are going to work out. So I'd use this season to figure out, do we have any franchise guys here, or do we have any rising superstars or rising stars? And then you go into this year's draft, you go into the next couple of drafts with all your first round draft picks, and you could even trade up with all this young talent and all your assets. So now it's up to Utah to just find your franchise guy. I don't think there are franchise guys on the team right now, and I would imagine they feel the same way, but now you can go from there.
So I'm going to throw at you some names, okay? And you tell me which one you feel the highest about. First off, Colin Sexton and Lowry Markkanen. I could see Colin being the type of guy that he could be an all-star once or twice, but I don't ever see him being like a perennial all-star. But he could be the type of guy that he just puts up like astronomical scoring stats for the Utah Jazz, and then he has like a really big fan voting. But I think, let me throw at you some names. Taylor Horn-Tucker, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jared Vanderbilt, Walker Kessler, Leandro Balmaro, Jared Butler, Ochai Agbaji, and Udoka Azubuike. Out of those guys, who are you, I guess, the highest on?
Oh, Taylor Horn-Tucker, for sure.
You think?
It's not even close. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's close at all. Taylor showed me so much. Los Angeles should have gotten rid of him years ago, because even as much potential as there can be with him, I mean, he just didn't really ever have he just should have been gone a long time ago. I mean, 3 games left regular season. Golden State's, they don't have Steph Curry in that game. You're already locked into the playoffs, so Golden State's not playing for much. But if you can drop 40 on the soon-to-be champs, just like Kevin Porter Jr. did a couple of years ago against Milwaukee when they went on to win it and he dropped 50, those guys are going to be talented. So to me, I think it's going to be Taylor. Not that any of those guys are bad, but I'm just a big Taylor supporter.
So for me, I think the 2 guys that I'm the highest on and it's just because I'm biased. First off, I'm higher on Simon Fontecchio than Leandro Balmaro, but I think Balmaro, both of those guys, Fontecchio, he's a small forward, but he played shooting guard at he's 6'10 almost, 6'9", and he's a solid all around game, off ball, great. He can score outside and inside, but he's more of an outside guy because he struggles with post play due to the lack of upper body strength, but he's quite athletic and he's only 26, and he's a guy he's from my family's hometown, Pescata. And this past year, he averaged 12 points a night, 1.5 steals, 2.5 assists, almost 5 rebounds on 43% from deep, and 47.5 in just 26 minutes a night. And the year before, he shot 38% from three. And I think he could come in and be like a Danilo Gallinari type guy, just scoring low 20s. I don't think he'll be an all-star, but I think he could be a 20 points per game scorer. And then Leandro Balmaro, I think he could come out and kind of develop into – he's a little harder to gauge because I think he could be a similar player to Josh Giddey, but not like on Josh Giddey's level. Maybe like a tier below Josh Giddey, but a similar player to Josh Giddey where I think his only struggle right now is the three-point shot, but he's a great defender 1 through 3. He can handle the rock. He can pass with the best of them. He's kind of a point wing. And really, it's just a question if he hits that three-point shot. He just has a very similar play style of, like, if you want to say, like, combination of Josh Giddey, Manu Ginobili, and, like, Tomas Donorowski put together. His worst comes to worst, he's Michael Carter-Williams, but nothing.
Busts. Sorry.
Fuck you. You got so with the Cavs, what's their ceiling?
Championship.
If Ricky Rubio comes back healthy sooner than expected, and he comes back and he's playing the same way he was before he got injured, okay, and he's carrying the second unit, and whenever they need defense, they're able to put Ricky Rubio in. And people forget that Ricky Rubio was like not shooting well from the field. It was really defensively. He was averaging like 1.5 steals a night and dishing out like 7 assists while grabbing like 4 boards. He was just doing everything. I think Ricky Rubio's health will their defense, because I think Donovan Mitchell, if he tries, he can be a good defender. He has 6'9" arms. I just don't think Darius Garland could ever be like an elite defender. I think when they need defense, you put in Rubio and you put Garland on the bench and you run Rubio Mitchell sometimes in the fourth to close. You get what I'm saying?
No. Not even a little bit. Why would I take the best player on my team or second best player on my team on the bench in the final minutes of the game?
Because you have 2 6-foot guards, so you put in Rubio, who's like 6'3", 6'4", and like one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. That's why you choose either you leave Mitchell or Garland next to him to keep the scoring and the shooting. So then Rubio can hound the opposing team's best guard in crunch time a lot more effectively than Garland or Mitchell could. And that way you throw out, this way you can run Rubio, Mitchell / Garland, Okoro, Mobley, and Allen in tight games where you're trying to hold on to the lead. Like, let's say it's a 5-point game, the last 3 minutes, you want to keep the lead. You throw in Rubio in there to close the game out because, Rubio's just going to clamp the opposing defender. Like, Rubio's one of the best defensive guards in the league and has been for his career. This guy's basically averaged 2 steals a night for his career. Unreal how good Ricky Rubio is defensively. Defensive rating of 107.4 for his career. Last year with the Cavs, he had 108.5. He's had 103, 101 seasons defensive ratings. All right, you put Ricky Rubio out there. That's like what Rubio's known for. He closes games.
It's probably the dumbest thing I could think of. I'm sorry. I agree with Mason here.
Rubio
Why would
is
you take the second best player on your basketball team in any situation ever? You could have a 50-point lead. Darius Garland is not coming out of that basketball game. That's why you have the Twin Towers. That's why you have Evan Mobley. That's why you got Jared Allen. That's why you got Isaac Okoro. Donovan Mitchell is a perfectly capable and suitable
Darius
guard.
Garland almost has just as bad as a defensive rating as Trae Young.
And so, okay, so then that's perfect. I'm glad you set me up for this home run. If the Atlanta Hawks are up 5 points, like the situation you just said, but I have DeLon Wright on my bench, why in any way, shape, or form would DeLon Wright come in for Trae Young? That's just would never, you know what I'm saying? Like even as good as Ricky Rubio is, that's not his role on the team. You can't take a rising star, a superstar onto the bench in any spot ever, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's like, would you take Steph Curry out just because they're beating the Celtics by 5 points?
I mean, that you had a good point right there, but let me here. I'm going over to NBA.com has this little thing where they do their lineups. I'm trying to find it out. NBA.com has like lineups. All right, right here, lineups, advanced stats. So if we go into regular season and we go to the Cleveland Cavaliers, their best defensive lineup. Let's look at it. 1 second. Okay. With actual playing time together. Damn. Some of the you want to hear what their best defensive lineup through? Oh, that's 4 games. Never mind. What's the minimum amount of minutes we should do? Let's do 100 minutes at least. Okay. Their best lineup with at least 100 minutes of last year. Damn, this is taking a little bit longer than one would have supposed. Right here, the best defensive lineup was Jared Allen, Darius Garland, D. Wayne, Isaac Okoro, and Evan Mobley. And in that defensive lineup, they had a net rating, okay? A net rating in that lineup of 22.4, which means they had basically were 22 points better than between defense and offense, like than opposing teams. So with that said, my question is maybe I'm wrong about Darius Garland, but Donovan Mitchell,
Plus defender his whole career, no?
I think the last 2 years he hasn't been good defensively. I think it's just a lack of trying. Like, he's struggled, but you are right. Rookie year 105. So basically every year he's gotten kind of worse defensively. Rookie year.
You know who else has Utah Jazz?
Yeah, I was about to say that's another good point. So rookie year 105, second season 107, last 3 years he's basically been 111. With 2020 to 21 he went down to 110. So
I'm taking that.
Yeah, so he's not a terrible defender that the way Twitter makes it seem like. But one could argue that like his defensive ratings is skewed due to the fact that he played on a team that covered up his defensive shortcomings with Rudy Gobert. And you're going to say he has Jared Allen and Evan Mobley to help him out there. I think I have no fear with if you run lineups of Okoro. You know what I want to see? Rubio, Mitchell, and Garland on the floor at the same time. You run Rubio kind of like a wing, Mitchell and Garland. 3 guards. You remember how the Thunder used to do with Schroeder, Shea, and Chris Paul?
I'm sure we'll see some of that for sure.
And yeah, I think a Rubio, Mitchell, I know it's super small, but then you have Evan Mobley and Allen there, because we know they're going to run Allen, Mobley, and Okoro with Mitchell and Garland because that just works out well. You and I are both fans of Okoro. We both expect him to take the jump. And at least if he doesn't take the jump, he just gives you the defensive and like athleticism to finish plays.
Yeah, if he's shooting, especially if he's shooting at 44% like he was second half of the season from downtown, he's a legitimate.
Yeah, and the thing is people are going to be like, well, he wasn't shooting many. I think we looked at it and it was like 2 a night he was shooting
Yeah,
at
he was shooting.
44.
Yeah, he was shooting plenty. He's not going to go out in a normal game even and just take 6 threes.
No, but I think we both think he could be kind of like he could develop into a player that's like the Andre Iguodala light version. I just think
Yeah.
I don't want to say he's the next Andre Iguodala just because that's a tall order to say about Okoro, but like like the light version, the Andre Iguodala on the Philadelphia 76ers. That guy was a beast.
He was a beast right away. It's gonna be interesting. Isaac's gonna be in a role where he's not even gonna really need to. I mean, he only took what I got here. He only took last season 6.4 attempts per game
from the field.
General. Yeah, well, he actually shot 35% from downtown because of his 44% second half rating. So, I mean, he was Mr. Efficiency, 8.5 points. He's giving you almost a steal per game.
He's a great transition player.
Great off ball. He's shooting almost 52% from the field, 44.2% from downtown. So he's not even going to really have to do, they're not going to be relying on him to be scoring all these points, which is essentially kind of what he did last season was, he'll go single digits and then he'll have a game where he is 16 points per game, 16 points that night. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like 6, 15, 7, 8, 12.
I think they just need Isaac Okoro to kind of ease into like a role that Mikal Bridges is in, because Mikal Bridges is like the fourth scorer for the Suns, arguably, because it goes, I believe, maybe Chris Paul might be the fourth scorer, but really it goes in the totem pole, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, then Mikal Bridges. And I think that's kind of how you have to look at it here. It should go, Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Okoro, Allen,
Yeah, and we'll see as the season goes on. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Rubio's in some closers. I wouldn't be surprised if LeVert, Dean Wade, Lamar Stevens are in some closers. They're just – you're going to be able to get really creative out here, and that's a great problem to have. So I'd lock him in for a home seed playoff.
Let's see, J. Cole's coming to my college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, J. Cole we have late night. You remember the scandal a few years ago when Snoop Dogg performed here and he had strippers come down and shoot money?
No, but that's sick.
Yeah, my freshman year. I didn't go, dude. I didn't know it was happening. So every year to kick off the basketball season, we have a concert at Allen Fieldhouse here at KU. And my freshman year, last year they had Run DMC. Fuck that. And everyone was pissed. But my freshman year, I went and got drunk somewhere else because people were like, oh, it's not going to be that lit. And yeah, they brought out a bunch of strippers dressed up in KU cheerleader outfits. And they were stripping down like poles, like in our basketball court. And then like going around with money guns, shooting $100 bills at KU students while Snoop Dogg like put on a show. Like I heard it was like dope as fuck. This year J. Cole's coming.
Oh, that's sweet. I like that a lot more.
So yeah, we're having J. Cole come this year. I just found out. You see, guys, what?
This is not music related. I was just gonna say, one day it'll come out that Leonardo DiCaprio is gay, and I just want to, on record, say that.
That you knew?
Yeah.
You want to see something before we go to the next? Yeah, dude, Rockin' News. I actually am so dope to see J. Cole. I've never seen him, but I'm stoked. So, because I'm part of the journalism school, check this out. These are my parking passes they gave me, but I'm working. I got on-field access, free meals, and press box and press conference.
Oh yeah, for Just basketball or football? Everything.
This I got basketball too, but they gave me the tickets for football.
That's football. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Game 1, game 2.
Who's their big? They got Texas at home this year, or any?
Okay, it's big game right here. Let me look. Okay, so TCU, Oklahoma State, Texas.
Wow.
Friday, I'll have Tennessee Tech. Oh, guess what's
All
game
those at
2?
home?
Yeah, guess. Okay, game 1 is Tennessee Tech. Game 2, guess what it is? Your beloved Duke.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Duke.
What a boring
Duke right
game.
here. Duke right here. Game 3 is Iowa State. Game 4 is.
I hate to tell you, Aaron, but the Cavs just overtook the Hawks today.
Yeah,
To do it to you.
possibly. Game 4 is TCU.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know too much about college football. I don't know if TCU is going to be good. They're always usually pretty good.
This is the best, though. The home finale is against Texas.
Yeah, that's freaking sweet.
Yeah, and I get free meals.
Enjoy it while it lasts. You're a senior, but enjoy it while it lasts before they get the hell out of there. Just like every other Big 12 team.
No, everyone's coming to the Big 12. We are talking, and it looks like KU is going to get not KU, the Big 12 is going to get Arizona State, Arizona, Utah, and I believe either Colorado or Washington. And then if that happens, it's rumored that Oregon State could come. And Oregon might just go by themselves to the Big 10. We'll take Oregon State. And everyone is expecting that once all these schools come to the Big 12, Colorado is just going to submit and be like, all right, we'll come with, because Big 10 doesn't want Colorado.
My issue is all those teams suck except Utah. Like, is Oklahoma, Texas, aren't they trying to get out?
Oklahoma and Texas are going to the SEC, but we already replaced them. We replaced them with Cincinnati.
Oregon State?
No, Cincinnati, Houston, University of Central, UCF, University of Central Florida, and we also got BYU.
Yeah, those are solid.
Isn't that great? We got basically.
No, I mean, yeah, you guys will probably miss Texas a lot just because of
Texas hasn't had a winning record in 7 years.
But I know, but they're Texas.
I know, but for losing Texas and Oklahoma, we got Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, which is the biggest school in America. It has over 100,000 school students, and they've had a winning record, I believe, like the last 6 years. And BYU, bro. And now we're gonna probably get Utah.
Utah would be nice.
Utah, Arizona, U of A, and we're also gonna get, I believe, either Colorado or Washington, and then either Oregon schools.
Washington would be cool.
I think at this point we'll solidify ourselves as the third best conference. We'll be right behind the Big Ten and the SEC, but we'll be better than the ACC and all the other. We'll be the third best football conference with a view. Like, we'll be the only other conference besides the Big Ten and SEC to have ranked members. Basically, the ACC is going to be suck. The SEC and the Big Ten and the Big 12 are going to be the top 3 dogs, with technically the other 2 being the top dogs, with us being like better than the rest, but not as good as the top dogs. But I
hate this so much. I hate it so much. Just keep it as it is, man.
Money.
Yeah. It's annoying.
So, all right. I think we're done with the Cavaliers talk. We've spent 30 minutes on that shit. All right. So, right here, which you choose? DeAndre Hunter and John Collins needs to step up this season. Will Joel Embiid win an MVP ever, and can Philly win it all with the current roster? Or we pull up an article by The Athletic, way too early preseason 2023 NBA mock draft.
My rankings are that one, Joel Embiid, and then the Hawks last. Hopefully we run out of time by then.
Okay, so you want to do way too early?
I've spent all offseason berating DeAndre Hunter and John Collins.
and I don't want to change it. It's a sense. All right, let me pull something up then.
Wow, it's September 1st. That is cool. Basketball's a month away. Over a month, but
Is that
training
what?
camp's soon.
Training camp's a month away. I hate you.
Oh, I'm giving away $28 to somebody who has PayPal today.
$28? Is that
Yeah,
all that's in your bank account?
Yeah. Anyone in the chat have PayPal? I thought it was going to get us more viewers, but I just checked and we have 4.
You're 4. So what we're doing right here is shout out the Athletic for this, because we're also going to go way quicker, because last time we spent 35 minutes fucking on one article and that was fucking dreadful. Okay. And here we're just going to go real quick. What we're doing right here, and this way we can clip it into a 10-minute nice little video, we are reacting to the Athletics 2023 NBA draft. I keep up a little bit closer with the draft than Jackson does, but even at this point, we're a little farther out than I know the names, but I'm not doing my full research yet. So let's run through it. The draft order is just an expectation of the worst teams in the NBA. Let's get right into it. With the first pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder take Victor Wembanyama. He switched clubs from ASBEL to Metropolitans 92. We all know what he is. He's basically Rudy Gobert, who has the athleticism of Giannis while having the shooting ability of Kristaps Porzingis.
It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, Vic is at least 7'5". I've seen some stuff saying he's 7'6".
I thought he was 7'3".
No, he's definitely 7'5", as far
like right here
to my knowledge.
You're right. It says right here he's about 7'2". He might have grown even a bit more.
I am telling you, this guy's 7'5" right now, at least. That's how crazy it is. I've been doing a lot of film on Vic, and this man, holy cow, dude. Sometimes this guy will pull up from like Steph and Trey level downtown,
and
he'll make a decent amount. I think he shot like 29% from downtown last year.
That's why he transferred clubs. He wanted more opportunity.
The issue with him shooting all these long threes is his legs just aren't there yet. Like, he would always just barely be short, and it's just absolutely crazy. He has, like, when he's crossing dudes up, he gets low down there. The way he can move and like distort his body mid-shot is absolutely, it's uncomparable to me. And I mean, this guy, if he is just healthy enough in his NBA career, he will be a superstar at every point. He's just got to get a little bit more muscle on his legs, but he's a young cat.
I agree with that. Next up, Scoot Henderson. He's the next big name to go on the G League Ignite. But if we know anything about G League Ignite with the top guys, I believe, who was the last top guy? Was Jalen Green the top guy, or was it Kuminga? I think Kuminga was higher ranked. Kuminga kind of fell in the draft. So if anything, either Scoot Henderson is going to stay top dog, or he might, suffer a Jaden Hardy fall. I'm just kidding. I think this guy's going to be great. He has great size. My problem with Scoot Henderson is we need to see him shoot well from three. The guy could not hit a shot, 21.6% from three last year.
Yeah,
but he shot really well from the free throw line.
At 6'2", maybe he's still growing as well. 17 last year. I think he's still 18 right now.
He played already. 19. He played last year for the Ignite team, averaging 14, 5, and 4.
Yeah, against 17 years old it's just unreal. So he'll definitely be good, but if he doesn't improve his three-point shot, maybe he might fall a little bit, because at 6'2", he definitely can't shoot 21.6 from downtown, but he's going to be a good player to me.
Yeah. And yes, he's averaged 2 steals a night. I just want to see him continue to be he's shown, good stuff on defense. I just would like to see a little bit more dog in him on defense besides that, but he's been really good, and he's going to have a second year of playing pro ball. This is a guy who's been flying up. I did not know his name until recently. Cam Whitmore, 6'6" wing out of Villanova, 18 years old. Supposedly, he's big, physical, uses his length and strength and athleticism well, 220 pounds already. And he plays well on the defensive end. And on top of that, he's supposedly a good shooter and he knows how to move. He makes the right passing reads, right plays. He can create his own shot. And there are some explosiveness concerns athletically, but supposedly he's a guy to watch this year. I don't know enough about him, but I definitely want to see more. I really like the idea of a 6'6", 220-pound build wing, because that's kind of what Anthony Edwards' build was coming into the NBA. Especially coming out of Villanova, he's going to be fundamentally sound.
Yeah, Villanova guys kind of tweak me out. I definitely won't be watching Villanova basketball this year, and I don't know who this is, so kind of disqualifying myself.
Disqualifying yourself?
I can't watch Villanova basketball. It's just like Kansas. Like,
Jesus. No, I think Villanova is a bit more boring than Kansas because they're just literally the most fundamentally sound basketball. Well, okay, if you're a basketball purist and you love like fundamentally sound basketball, little turnovers, a bunch of team play, you love Villanova basketball. Like you watch that and you're like, this is the right way to play. This is how every team should be playing. Everybody, the ball is moving. Guys are, if you don't have the ball, you're cutting, you're always in motion. Like Villanova basketball is fundamentally well-coached basketball. But I can understand if you're a person who likes exciting basketball, it's a bit boring. I don't think Kansas basketball is boring. I just think Kansas basketball is a bit slower, and you just have to, if you don't, like, it's a lot more physical. So let's move over to the next one, Nick Smith. Okay, I fell in love with Nick Smith this past year. I didn't know who he was until I was playing 2K, and like how you download the rosters on my league or my NBA, and he would always be a draft pick. I would always, if I didn't have the top pick, I would always try to trade up for like a top 10 pick to get Nick Smith. And I started looking into him, and oh my God! First off, I'm loving what Arkansas is doing down there. Plus, I've been to Arkansas, and they got great facilities down there. But this guy is a shooting guard with point guard like skills. He's a guard, but he's big enough to play the wing because he has a 6'10" wingspan at 6'5". He's probably going to grow a bit more and probably be a 6'6" wing by the time he comes in. And he's a guy that I think, and he's also playing next to Anthony Black. I think at the very least, his floor is being like what we think Quentin Grimes could be. Just a guy who can make good passes, put the ball on the on the floor, and create his own shot. But I really think Nick Smith could develop into, a two-way version of a Zach LaVine. Oh, Murray. Like, I guess, yeah, like a
6'10" wingspan.
This is, what I'm about to say? A combination of Zach LaVine and DeJounte Murray. The defensive.
So like a really good Talen Horton-Tucker.
Shut the fuck up.
With either of those two guys' skill sets. What like I want from Talen Horton-Tucker.
Yeah, yeah. But like he has the ball handling ability and the defensive ability of DeJounte Murray while having that scoring and dog mentality of Zach LaVine with that athleticism. And if you put them together, that's what Nick Smith could potentially be. And I'm honestly, I don't get why Nick Smith isn't high. I would take Nick Smith over Scoot Henderson.
Wow.
If he flourishes in the way that we expect him to at Arkansas.
I'm glad Arkansas sports are back.
Didn't Derek Whitehead recently get hurt? Yeah, he did get hurt.
Damn.
Derek Whitehead out indefinitely with a foot injury, and he was the number 2 top recruit. He underwent a successful procedure 2 days ago, and he will play this fall. A timeline for his return has not been laid out. So at 6'6", okay, so I don't know much about Derek Whitehead besides that I know he was one of the top prospects. He can jump out the gym, and that he seems like he's kind of like one of those attack scoring guys. The problem is I've heard that, his shooting ability, like his shooting wise, he's not the best. But, he's going to Duke, so he's going to be a lottery pick regardless.
Mm-hmm. His player comparison is Bradley Beal.
Really? So a way bigger Bradley Beal.
I mean, he's only 6'4".
Bradley Beal?
I have Derek Whitehead at 6'4".
They have him right here at 6'6".
Yeah.
Bradley
Maybe
Beal.
grew.
I think Bradley Beal, if you're being nice, is 6'4". I think he's 6'3", to be honest. Yeah, he's 6'3". So, okay. I mean, I can get behind him being Bradley Beal. I was just asking you. You're the Duke fanboy, so.
Dude, do you want to hear the Nick Smith comparison?
Who?
Gilbert Arenas.
I don't see that. That's just a bad take. That's a bad take. Gilbert Arenas is like 6 foot, bro. And Gilbert Arenas was like the quickest basketball player known to man. Like not like speed wise. He was just literally lightning quick.
6'4".
What? Okay, I'm gonna say NBA players look a lot bigger now because they're going back to wearing shorter shorts. When they wore those long, when they wore those long ass shorts, dude, where the shorts were going to like their mid calf, dude. Guys like Gilbert Arenas was literally, Thomas Perry, Arenas quick on the draw. He would literally, Gilbert Arenas would do this crossover so quick, and then he would just pull up, and it would be like this, and you'd be like, I thought he was still crossing over, and he had already shot it.
It's like AI.
Yeah, that's another guy. That kind of basketball, the only guy who kind of still does that in the NBA is Kyrie. That style of play.
I love watching Kyrie, yeah.
So let's go over here. Indiana Pacers have – are you into the Osar and the Amen twins? They're like 6'7" with like 7 foot wingspans.
Mm-hmm.
And – oh, my God. Thomas Perry, you're funny with a gun. But supposedly weren't these guys – I think they have – so they have at the Indiana Pacers and the Sacramento Kings going back-to-back picks with the Osar and Amen twins.
Wow.
Yeah.
This will be a big year for both of them.
Yeah, what's crazy –
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, overtime elite. And supposedly – Osar is more of the natural wing. He's like the off ball. He can shoot it. He plays well defense. And then supposedly Amen is more of the passer. He's kind of like, I think Amen comes off as a longer, probably Joshua Primo, and Osar comes in kind of more like a younger and higher ceiling Ochai.
Yeah. I don't know too much about these guys, except neither of them can shoot yet. And
what they average, Osar and Amen? I mean, I like both of those Pacers. Osar, I think Osar would be a perfect fit next to Benedict Mather and Chris Duarte.
True.
And Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
While like Amen over here, imagine him, Keegan Murray, and Davion Mitchell.
Wow, this one, Hoops Hype has Osar at 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is large. So we're going to go a little bit quicker. Keontae George. Keontae George is a dope guy. I like him. He's going to Baylor. We know going to Baylor, he's going to be a good defender, and he's going to be able to score. Plus, he dropped 37 points against the Canadian team in the under-23 game. I like him. I think he's a guy to keep your eye on. He could be a scorer. Now, 9, you got Caston Wallace from Kentucky. Dude, I think he's going to fall. Every year, the guards from Kentucky literally go in the 20s. So this is bullshit. Wallace is not being drafted at 9.
Yeah.
Dude, Derek Lively. What's your thought? You're the Duke fanboy.
Don't let him go to my favorite team. This guy's good. He's good.
Is he big? Is he a shooter?
He's fucking ginormous, dude. He is ginormous. Yeah.
So do you think he could climb up the draft board and be a
100%.
potential top 5 pick?
We'll see, because I have a feeling he's gonna get I'd predict at least 2.5 blocks a game for him, and we'll see with his scoring. We'll see with the Duke offense too, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he'll be a top 10 pick.
So you're saying he's the defensive side, he's phenomenal defensively, but he's kind of somewhat limited offensively?
I don't What do they have him as? Like maybe an Aiton in college is a
They
good comparison.
they say this. He's a monster rim runner who will be a very high level lob threat. He's got a burgeoning pick and pop game that looks like he'll be ready to go in his mid-20s. He's an elite shot blocker. He rebounds, his motor running constantly. At the end of the day, though, Lively's relatively limited offensively in terms of creation, and it's not a certain at this stage that he's going to guard at a strong enough level away from the basket to where he can give a versatile scheme. He can give scheme versatility beyond being a drop defender and ball screens.
Yeah, the way they make it seem is like, lock at 10.
11,
Makes sense.
Torquavian Smith. We remember this guy. He was balling. He would have been a late first round pick in this year's draft, but coming back, if he averages the same numbers, 18.3 points on 40% from 3 on 9 attempts per game, he's going to be a guy who's going to be a lottery pick easily. Right?
Yep.
Okay, next up, Anthony Black. He's a 6'7" point guard who literally could be arguably a more athletic and a more polished Josh Giddey. Or you know what? I take that back. He could be a taller version. Actually, he could be a combination of Josh Giddey and Tyrese Halliburton combined.
Cool.
Next up, Grady Dick. I don't think Grady Dick is going to leave KU after 1 year. He's not going to be playing that much. We don't really play him. And Grady Dick, I love him. He's 6'7". He's got legitimate tools. He's athletic. But Grady Dick, you're more of a Christian Brown. You're going to go in the 20s, bro, if you do. And like, you're staying at KU for 2 to 3 years. I'm sorry. We're not. So, Grady, I hope to see you go in the draft in 2025.
He's going to find you on campus tomorrow and be like, fuck you.
Grady Dick, suck my dick. I actually had a friend who bumped into him the other day. I'm actually a lot like chiller with the football players, though. Used to sell them weed freshman year. That's how like a bunch of them on Snap, or like a few of them transferred. Like my one boy who's like legit, he's a starter at Auburn. He's a dog. Dylan Mitchell from Texas. I'm not a huge fan of his, but he's an athlete. He doesn't have a great jumper, but he could develop into a poor man's version of Patrick Williams. Arthur Kaluma going to Creighton. And he's a bit older, but this guy could be like an undersized 5'4". Like I think he's a power forward. 6'7", strong rebounder, super long, rebounds well. It's really just like he needs to shoot. He hit under 30% from 3 last year. Kellen Ware. This is a guy who supposedly him and Derek Lively are like, fighting for the top pick. You know anything about him?
No, and I'm also very bored.
Okay, we're going to wrap this up. So, Kellen Ware right there. Amari Bailey, the guy who was banging. Oh, Drake was banging his mom. And then Leonard Miller. Remember, he was the one that Drake took his mom to the Brooklyn Dodgers stadium and banged her on the fucking. Supposedly, I heard that he took him onto home plate and he just dogged her right there on home plate for the Choppers to see.
Live in game.
I heard he bunted with his cock. Leonard Miller, who was that I was hyping up Leonard Miller, then he dropped out of the draft. He's playing in the G League at night. Chris Murray, twin brother of Keegan Murray, he'll fill up there. Kylan Flip-Popowski, can't say that guy's name. Top 5 recruit. Supposedly he could be like, a Lowry Markin and Kristaps Porzingis mix. You got Colby Jones. He was a guy who could have gone late first this past year. He's like the ultimate glue guy. Andre Jackson, I really don't know anything about him. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Then we got over here, Julian Strawther, same thing. He was somebody who's supposed to be really good. He was higher on the board, but he's kind of fallen. Harrison Ingram, he was going to be a borderline first-round pick. Looks like he's still a borderline first-round pick. He was a disaster last year, shooting 27% from the field in his final 7 games. Matthew Cleveland, don't know much about him. Terrence Arsenio, Don't know much about him. Marcus Sasser, he almost transferred to KU and he chose Houston, so fuck him. Jamie Jaquez, he UCLA, big boy, can play defense. He's just not that athletic. He sprained both ankles, I think, at one point. And Caleb Lugg, he was a dog until KU dicked him down in the championship game. And Tyrese Hunter at 6 foot from Texas.
Oh my goodness.
How awful was that?
After like 4, it's pretty tough.
All right. We're doing
a tough clip up here.
It will be a tough. Well, that one will be easy. You'll just have to.
We've talked about like 2 fucking topics so far today.
Well, at least that one will be easy. All you have to do is find the start of that clip and just clip it to the end, and then you're done. And that's like a 20-minute video.
Watch that be the most viewed video we've ever gotten, and it was.
Oh no, it will be. It'll be a mock draft. I'm telling you, that video will be like 30,000 views. Like, I'm not even kidding.
If that video gets 30,000 views, I'll give you the $28.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Thomas. I did try to power through that bitch. All right. Now we're at the point. Will Joel Embiid ever win an MVP? And with the current Philadelphia 76ers roster, can they win a championship, I guess, in a 2-year window?
He fucking better at some point win an MVP. I mean,
okay,
30.6, 11.7 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.1 steals, 1.5 blocks, 30% from downtown. Like,
so wait.
He would be back-to-back MVPs right now if Nikola Jokic didn't exist.
So this is where I want to go over here, and give me 1 second. I want to see how. Okay, we'll go to the Athletic. I want to see they have tiers rankings of who's in front. Okay, so Giannis, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, James Harden, Kawhi, Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry, James Harden. Wait, I already said. So wait, I'm trying to think of, like, if you think of this, who in front of KD, and like KD's not going to win another, LeBron's not going to win another, Steph Curry's not going to win another. So you got Giannis, Luka, Trey, Ja. Who else is he competing against? Because you got to think of the guys who are coming up behind him, right?
When I look at MVPs, I more so think about who else is on the team. And that's my issue with Joel, is they're loaded.
So you can't win MVP being
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if somebody else, like Jokic had nobody last year. He had no star at all, and he got him as a secure lock into the playoffs.
Giannis has other people, and he's won it.
Well, yeah, and so is LeBron, and so is KD, and I'm just saying, like, it's a little bit harder because, like, if like Ja drops, I don't know, if Harden goes 25, 8, and 10 next season, like, it's kind of hard to give it to Joel. Like,
even if Joel averages 30 and 15, they would have to have like a 70 win.
It's just harder, in my opinion, to do that.
So right here, I'm going to list off a few guys. So Devin Booker, Ja Morant, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Giannis, Nikola Jokic. Who else could we put in there? I'm trying to think of any other young guys. Is there any other young guys that like would be able to compete for this? Maybe Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's in there. I think Trae Young has a better shot than Donovan Mitchell.
Definitely.
I think Anthony Edwards in a few years will be there. I think
maybe Cat. I don't know if you're throwing Cat.
I would think Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards way before Cat, but I think who else? One of the young guys, either Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, or there's all those young guys who are going to, Scotty Barnes, Dame. Like, there's so many people that are going to be putting up with Joel, and like, I just think already Joel's going to have to fight off Giannis and Nikola Jokic on a yearly basis as the other two big guys, technically.
Yeah, in order for Joel to win MVP, I don't think anything is too far
10
fetched.
people.
I want. Oh, really? Hell yeah! Whoever's in here right now and has PayPal, let me know. Comment yes.
Yeah, giveaway.
Yeah, we're doing a giveaway here at the end. I would say they need probably the first seed, and he probably needs to play what he did this year. What did he play? 66 games, 68 games this season, and put up similar stats. And that's something he's definitely capable of. I really liked how much more passing Joel Embiid was in this year. He's always been like a solid passer for his size, but 4.2 assists per game for Joel Embiid is, that's a number right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in the next year or two. And if I had to put money on if Joel Embiid would win an MVP, I'd go yeah.
I think Joel has 3 years to do it. The next 3 years, he's 28. I think this is a 3-year window, and I personally think Joel, he needs that. If he's gonna have James Harden averaging 20 points a night and either Tyrese or Tobias averaging close to 20 each, I think he needs to average again like 30, 31 points a night, close to like 13 rebounds. Again, dish out 4 assists, get a steal a night, and get close to that 1.5, 2 blocks a night. And
He could
right there, yeah, no, I just think
I like it.
he has a 3-year window that he can win in the next 3 years. If he doesn't win it, I don't think he'll ever win it. And he has to be a guy, especially if he's going to have all the, like you said, a loaded team around him. He's going to have to put up ridiculous stats and carry his team to like the best record in the NBA to win it. Because look, we're giving Devin Booker, he can't use a top 4 or he was top MVP candidate this past year. And
yeah,
Devin Booker, Booker averaged 26.8, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal a night, and half a block. And
he's really good, but he's not MVP yet to me.
I was about to say one of the reasons why he was an MVP candidate, I believe, is due to the fact that he put up such good stats on a loaded team that was the best record in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was the only reason Devin Booker, like he was good, but like you said, the best, and Thomas Perry just said best record in the NBA. I think is the good thing. Being the leading scorer and having really efficient, really good stats with being the best record in the NBA is how Joel is going to do it.
100%.
I just get, and also we do have to mention this, and I don't want to mention it because it's been a theme. Joel, you need to play 70 games at least. He's never played more than 60.
Never done that before,
yeah. So, and he's been getting better, but through 6 seasons, it's crazy to think he's only played 6 seasons, and he's been in the NBA for, I guess this is going to be his 9th or 8th year in the NBA. For me, you just sit here. Yeah.
Karl Malone played. So basically, he could technically get with 68 games. He could technically get there because 2 years ago, Giannis only played 63 games that year. But he was he was really good. The Bucks were really good. They won it. And it was also a COVID year. So actually, that might disqualify Giannis. So never mind. But LeBron won it with 62 games in 2012. Karl Malone won it in 99 with only 49 games.
I think they all had the best record in the NBA, though.
100%.
So 100%. I think, yeah.
But that's like Philly is so good this year that's 100%.
That's achievable.
See that happening, yeah.
Doc Rivers just doesn't have to be a bum.
I think, for me, I don't think they'll have any clash personalities or any drama like that. But do you
think Doc Rivers holds this team back to a degree?
I think when you got this much talent, no.
But you think about all the other teams, how much talent he had. He's underachieved with all the talent he's coached.
Yeah, definitely.
Like those Clippers teams.
They couldn't stay healthy. The Clippers couldn't stay healthy.
And what's been the theme with these Sixers? They couldn't stay healthy.
It's more Harden can't stay healthy for me.
Well, this has been one season, but the whole time, Embiid's whole run, with the Jimmy Butler run with JJ Redick and all the runs they've had, they still haven't been able to stay healthy, that whole team.
Yeah.
I mean, Joel Embiid suffered orbital fractures, I think, on both sides of his face.
Doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, no, it's.
Damn,
think
bro,
it-
must not like Doc at all. I like Doc. I don't like him. I don't think he's like one of the best coaches of all time, but I'm definitely going to give him some credit when it's due. Like,
Plus,
is he the most talented? Definitely not. He's
a good
had
coach.
a lot of good rosters, but yeah,
like he's a good player.
Steve Nash.
Shut the fuck up. He's a good players coach, but I think, more that I've read into it, and even Luke, when we had him on the other day, he said it best. Doc Rivers, for the amount of talent he's coached, like if you look at his he took those Boston Celtics teams to only 2 finals. He had those Lob City Clippers, never took them to a Western Conference or an NBA Finals. Like or even the Tracy McGrady Orlando Magic he coached, never took them.
People definitely say he has had possibly the best. Grant Hill, Trace McGrady, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, John Rondo, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, James Harden. That's 13 all NBA level players.
Hall of Famers. Yeah. 13 Hall of Famers. And he's only won it once.
Yep. Oh, Doc coached Shaq?
Yeah, Doc coached Shaq with the Celtics. The very end.
Tail end, yeah. So I don't really count that, but
yeah. So yeah, no, and yeah, what's Runts just said. Agree. He's fumbled a lot of bags. He should have won more than he has. Do you think this is the last year for Doc? If they don't do well this year, definitely. Do you think they fire Doc? Because I think they give James Harden and Joel. I think, like we said, I think this is a 3-year window they're giving them. But I think if Doc fumbles the bag this year again, I could see Doc just being the scapegoat for this season if they struggle. I think regardless, if they don't win a championship this year, Doc's being fired unless they lose in the finals.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You need health from Embiid and Harden. Harden's only missed less than 60 games once in his whole career, so he just puts his head down and grinds through the pain. I don't know if he's definitely he's getting close to the hot seat. I don't know if he's on the hot seat quite yet, but we'll see. A lot of it's going to determine on how they finish the year in the playoffs.
No, I completely agree. And it is interesting to think about how this is all playing out. But yeah, no, definitely. I do want Joel to win an MVP, and I think it's almost sad how Joel's career is played out, in the sense that every time something good happens, somebody gets hurt or some sort of drama happens or he gets hurt.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of years.
But yeah,
they've been so close so many times.
So many times. All right. Did you want to do the DeAndre Hunter, John Collins talk, or are you good?
Yeah, I'll do it real quick. DeAndre Hunter and John Collins need to step up. End of story. Bang.
Bang. There you go.
I mean, no one on the planet Earth who watches the Atlanta Hawks is going to say, you know what, I think that it's okay.
I think you're a hater.
I think it's okay. Now that they have DeJounte Murray. I don't need DeAndre Hunter to drop the 20 he was dropping in the playoffs, but I do need him to be healthy. And John Collins, I would like to see you score on your own without getting lobbed to Trey, but everyone else seems to disagree with me on that one. So I need a lot more from John Collins, actually. But now that you have DeJounte Murray, it alleviates a lot of pressure to me for these two cats that they'll just be a good team. But if you want to win a championship,
12 people.
I'm going to need a lot more from both of them.
I just think
capable of it.
John Collins needs to play like the guy he was 2 years ago. DeAndre Hunter needs to play like either playoff version of himself or the guy that we saw in 17 games 2 years ago as well. We need these guys. They're fine defensively, but I mean, John Collins sometimes disappears on the defensive side, but this is a team that isn't that bad. Now, DeJounte and DeAndre, with DeAndre Hunter and John Collins now become arguably the third and fourth options on this team. And I think Clint Capella, Hunter, and Collins and Murray need to set the defensive tone and the defensive culture that the Hawks have lacked for the previous 4 seasons.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah.
I really just think we need John Collins. You need to come out here and at least average 15-10 and a block and a steal a night while shooting close to 37%, 38% from 3, while shooting 50+% from the field. You're good. We don't need you to be a 20-point scorer. Hunter, you need to average like 15 points as well while shooting at least 36 from 3 and being an efficient player who can be like their glue guy as well.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that they're a championship team. I'm not worried about, I mean, I guess theoretically they could get there. I'm not worried about them doing that, but it's, more of a slower process. Like they're almost like I don't want to compare them to the Kings. That's just like disrespectful, but John Collins, as much crap as I give him, I mean, everything you're saying, they're definitely better with John Collins than without John Collins.
I agree.
And it's, just keep doing your thing, man. Just keep doing your thing. Maybe a little bit more efficient. I think that having DeJounte Murray, another playmaker on your team, is going to help it a lot. And I think it's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure off of him. And so I think he could have definitely a very good season. But long-term Atlanta, they need to do not another DeJounte, but like you kind of need somebody to break out into a rising star, in my opinion. You don't need 3 stars on a championship team, but you're going to need that supporting piece like that, that Drew Holiday on Milwaukee. And you're just going to need kind of that, not like a specializer, but you know what I'm saying? You got DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. You can win any basketball game, but you just need somebody else to kind of stay. It might be John Collins. Everybody that they have right now, I'd say John Collins. So,
yeah, no, I agree. And I agree with what Tom is saying is Murray and Trae combined are just going to find a bunch of openings for Hunter and Collins to have success and be able to take advantage of the plays and create, being able to create for them. Because the problem with Collins and Hunter is that they're not shot creators. They need somebody to create for them.
Yeah. I have so many issues with Clint Capella. I've just never really thought you could win with Clint Capella on your roster. I think
they're going to phase.
They have to start phasing him out. This is his last season. I would definitely start phasing him out.
And phasing in Onyeka Okongwu.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I think
if he can just not foul too, he's like
that's what we literally said.
Capable, yeah.
Because if he doesn't foul, then we can keep him on the floor in the fourth quarter to close out games. All right. Right there, we did the Hawk segment. We hit everything we wanted on the nail and included a 20-minute draft.
That wasn't too bad. That Hawks. I like Chet and Hawks. I'm sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, die in a fucking hole. Will Jackson. I don't know why I said Will, but all right. That's it for me.
Okay, you know what? There are 13 people in here, which is that
15, yeah.
15 people here right now. So I'm gonna go do a line of cocaine, and then when I get back, we are going. No, but if anyone has PayPal and you want $28, the first freaking person to make this happen, I will send you $28. All episode I've been saying, who has PayPal? Who has PayPal? No one has said anything. If you just say, yes, I have PayPal, and you have PayPal, you could get $28. I know it's not a lot of money, but it's $28. And, I want to stick to my word. Like, there's 15 people in here, and I guess no one has PayPal. I don't want to do quick pay because then it gets into my, I don't want people getting my phone number. I'm banned on Venmo.
All right, my girlfriend's about to pull up. We went down 11. Go to Venmo. Just follow us. I don't even know. I got to take a shit before my girlfriend gets here.
If you DM the NBA Show YouTube on Twitter, I'll give you $28. That's it.
Yeah, hit up there. If you enjoyed today's show, like and subscribe, be a friend. We also just fell from 15 to 13 to 11 to 8. So
all right, yeah, I'm out of here. Fuck
I'm out of here. Yeah. hey, the numbers are going back up, so we're doing something right.
Hell yeah. All right. See you tomorrow.
If you build it, they will come.
True.
Bye.